My name is Michael, and I work at STPUD and at TRPA, which are both members of the South Tahoe Environmental Education Coalition. Today, we have a lesson for you about how groundwater is great. Do you know where your drinking water comes from? In South Lake Tahoe, all of our drinking water comes from groundwater. So, what is groundwater? If you've been to the beach and you dig a hole, what happens? Eventually, water starts to enter the hole. If I were to dig a really big hole right here, I would eventually hit groundwater. Basically, all groundwater is when it rains, that water flows down in between sand and rocks and dirt and eventually goes deep enough where it becomes groundwater and it stays there. And here in South Lake, we at STPUD, the water utility, has 13 wells, which you can think of like really big straws that just suck water from way down in the ground and bring it up, and then we bring it to your house for you to drink. So, do you think that groundwater is clean or dirty? Take a second to think about it, and when you're done, say it out loud. Okay, you have your answer? Groundwater is really clean. Because basically what happens is as the water moves over plants and sand, all of these things work to filter or clean the water. So when we take out groundwater, it's actually already pretty clean. So now we're going to do an activity to kind of test this idea and show how water moves through the materials beneath our feet. And we're gonna do that using some things that you might be able to find at your house or that you can get at the store for not a lot of money. So basically, you can have a plastic cup and poke holes in the bottom. I found some of these red cups, but I also found these clear cups, which I like a little bit more. So kind of whatever you have around to make this work, you can use. So I found these little clear plastic bins and I poked a bunch of holes in the bottom so that water can move through them quickly. And then we're also gonna find some plant material, some kind of like sand, kind of like dirt sand that's like pretty common around Tahoe. And then maybe some rocks kind of about this size, maybe a little smaller. It doesn't have to be that exact size. So here's what your plastic cup might look like. Some plant material that you might find in your backyard, pine needles, maybe some lichen, then some large stones, maybe river stones, things like that, and then finally sand and soil. That's going to do it for you. So for the sand cup, just note that I only filled it about halfway, and when you do this yourself, you'll figure out why. So once you have your materials in your cups, make sure that you're kind of in a place that can get messy, either maybe in a backyard, outside, or just over your kitchen sink. And I'll just grab a cup of water. I'm gonna do this one at a time, just to see how does the water move through each material. What do you guys think is gonna move through the fastest? I'll let you guys think about it, make a prediction, and then we'll test it out. Plant material with 1 cup of water. I'll just pour that in slowly. Just watch how it filters out. Another cup of water. And then, wow, you see that's still going in the plants. Holy cow. Well, yeah, with your second cup of water, pour it slowly over the stones. Awesome. And last with the sand, pour nice and slow. Try not to overtop. bucket. Oh, wow. Whoa. We noticed something right away with this one. This one is barely dripping. Okay, so we've completed our experiment, and actually we still have water filtering through our sand cup. So what did you guys observe? How did the water move differently through each substance? You could imagine when rain falls, it would fall on plants first, and then beneath the plants there might be stones, and then beneath it is the sand and other soils. So what is the difference between these materials that makes the water move slowly? The rocks are large and there's a lot of space between them. The plants are a little bit smaller, there's less space between them. And the sand is the smallest. There's very little space between the pieces of sand. And so the water moves slowly through it. All right, so this has been Groundwater is Great. My name is Michael. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully now you understand a little bit more about groundwater.